we'll get started. Hello and welcome everybody to our presentation on the Wheaton Pre-College program. I see we have a wide audience of parents, students, counselors, and coaches, and athletic directors in our audience. We want to welcome you all and try to provide you with as much information as possible while also leaving some time for Q&A at the end. Feel free to post your questions at any point in the Q&A box. And we'll be responding throughout the presentation, and we'll also answer some questions at the end. Today's presentation will include an introduction to Wheaton College, a bit of a deep dive into our academics, and an overview of pre-college. We'll also have an introduction to Wheaton athletics and the pre-college athlete experience. And we'll give you a view of our campus life experience and finally touch on next steps if you're thinking of applying. Our panelist today is myself. I'm the Executive Director of Summer Programming at Wheaton College. I oversee every aspect of pre-college, including the programming, faculty hiring and training, as well as the overall student-parent experience. I've been working in the field of pre-college for 14 years and have been with Wheaton College for 2 years. You'll also hear from Josh Stenger, our Associate Provost at Wheaton, and Gavin Viano, Director of Athletics and Associate Vice President for Athletics and Strategic Programs. For those of you who are new to Wheaton, we want to give a bit of a snapshot what I believe is a remarkable place. My nickname for it is the Kind Campus because of the unusually friendly and welcoming atmosphere here. Wheaton College is a small, private, liberal arts college located in Massachusetts. We were originally founded as a women's seminary, and it's since evolved into a robust co-ed institution offering a diverse range of programs that emphasize academic excellence, community engagement, and global perspectives. We're located about 35 miles south of Boston, about a 40-minute drive north of Providence, Rhode Island, and just about 4 hours north of New York City. We are a self-contained, quintessential New England campus in the town of Norton, Massachusetts, which was named one of the safest communities in the U.S. We use the term beautiful a lot to describe our campus, and it really is a lovely place for students to call their temporary home. Our campus is equipped with the latest technology in our classrooms, labs, and resources. Wheaton has just over 1,700 students from across the U.S. and around the globe. Our focus is on providing interdisciplinary and hands-on learning opportunities that equip students with the skills needed for success in the 21st century. We prioritize a balanced and holistic experience that nurtures the intellectual, emotional, and social growth of our students. With over 100 student-run clubs and organizations, we provide a wide range of opportunities for students to engage in extracurricular activities that align with their diverse interests, including community service, cultural exploration, or creative expression. Wheaton's vision, mission, and core values manifest into a transformative education that respects and challenges each student, fosters their personal growth and intellectual curiosity, and prepares them to contribute to a complex world in meaningful, ethical, and impactful ways. I'm going to hand this off to Josh, who will give you more details on Wheaton academics.
Thanks, Joy. Hi, everybody. So nice of you to join us tonight. It's really great to have a chance to tell you a little bit about the program and the college and our curriculum and athletic programs. My name is Josh Stenger. I've been at Wheaton for a very long time now, over 20 years. I started as a professor of film studies and new media, and this is my second year as associate provost. I've watched the college grow quite a lot over this time, and we're really excited about the prospects for the future and what we've been up to, including our current curriculum model, which is called Compass Curriculum. And really through this curriculum, all of the sorts of values that Joy already described sort of converge. The curriculum here for our undergraduate students is flexible and intentionally interdisciplinary, encourages students to seek out encounters with new knowledge and ideas, people, cultures, experiences. Compass embraces the notion that discovery and self-discovery are really crucial elements of an education and therefore of our lives. At Wheaton, students work closely with our faculty to develop their own maps or mentored academic pathways and to approach learning as an exercise in exploration more than navigation. We really believe that learning is a journey, not a destination. Next slide, please, Joy. Now, whether you're a prospective pre-college student or a parent or a counselor, probably you have a sense that colleges feature majors or have departments and disciplines. And historically, most colleges and universities are really committed and invested into expanding what we would call disciplinary knowledge. In other words, we sort of create these silos of academic disciplines and we give them names, and those names become departments and majors and all of that. And there is a whole lot to value in this approach, no doubt. The thing about this approach, though, is that outside of college and universities, bodies of knowledge don't exist this way. They are not self-contained. They actually intersect and interact with each other all the time. And we're really working hard to capture that in our current undergraduate curriculum. So next slide, please, Joy. We'd like to invite students to ask what happens when we bring in all of the knowledge into all of the rooms all the time. This framework is a really important part, not only of our undergraduate curriculum, but also of the pre-college program. And in fact, it's baked into the different pathways that Joy will describe for students who are encouraged really to explore them during the 4 weeks that they spend with us. Next slide. So while you're watching the circles appear, I just want to point out that it's often common for people to be thinking about college and pre-college as sort of associated with a career path and professional life, and that's great and fine. But I wanted to point out that there's really no shortage of lists out there. These lists I like to think of as the period, most period, important period, skills of the future, exclamation point. Now you can Google something like this for yourself and you'll find lots of examples. I can't promise you they'll look exactly like what you're seeing here, but you'll see similar sorts of examples. But what I want to invite you to do while you're looking at this slide really is consider each label and try to identify which of them would be a college major as you understand it. We're really not living in that kind of world anymore. Young people, especially today, know this already, and they're heading out into a world that is undergoing rapid and profound change. And we cannot teach them everything they need to know for their future, but we can teach them how to teach themselves and how to be excited learners for the rest of their lives and how to seek out others who can help them to get into a position that they need in order to do the kinds of things and have the impact on the world that they hope to have. Next slide, please. So we at Wheaton, just to sort of wrap up, recognize that we have really the awesome privilege of being part of a young person's intellectual and personal development and of helping them really to become lifelong learners. We don't do this by packing students into big lecture halls. We work in small groups, and we work with those small groups in the same kind of spaces that our pre-college students learn in. This includes our neuroscience labs, our maker spaces, our theaters and musical performance spaces, and even outside in the woods or on the water. It's an exciting opportunity to spend 4 weeks really expanding in many amazing ways your relationship to learning, but also to really learn about yourself. And with that, I'll turn this back to Joy. We will continue to tell you about our pre-college program. Thank you.
Thanks, Josh. Wheaton Pre-College is a 4-week on-campus program with a focus on college readiness. Ultimately, our goal is to prepare students for the college environment. Since COVID, all colleges are experiencing many students who are overwhelmed during freshman year. Staff and faculty are spending more time in helping students acclimate, which can take away from students' enjoyment and engagement in their overall college experience. Pre-college can bridge that gap. We also focus on academic excellence. It's imperative to create an academic and athletic experience that is college level and but yet accessible to students, while also propelling them to exceed their own perceived limitations. We offer personalized support, providing students with support that meets them where they're at, while acclimating to a new environment. This is at the core of our mission. This is the single best way to reduce anxiety and foster independence. That goes for reducing parent anxiety too. We want parents to know we care deeply about your students' safety and well-being and provide the support they need. Outcomes. Students completing the program come away with a multiple of tangible and intangible skill sets. This can include basic living skills such as doing laundry, managing their schedule, or negotiating different viewpoints. They also come away with an understanding of the importance of collaboration and teamwork and leaning into their classroom engagement. They'll also learn about careers or subjects they may have never considered before. Our program is unique in several ways from other pre-college programs. First and foremost, we offer students the flexibility to create the experience that works best for them. This begins by choosing their program path, either the student experience or the student athlete experience. In the student experience, students can focus on a singular subject area or across disciplines. Most pre-college programs focus on a single subject area for the duration of the program. We're allowing students to decide if they want a subject immersion or prefer to try out different courses. We offer credit or non-credit options to meet students where they're at and to have the experience they feel ready for. We support each student's individual journey and aspirations, whether they're highly driven and goal-oriented or seeking a more experiential approach. Students in either pathway receive transcripts and certificates of completion. Residential or commuter experience. Parents and students can decide which experience aligns best with their summer schedules and student support needs. Commuters can be those living in the area, but also sometimes families choose to base vacations around the students' participation, as we have a lot of lovely sites around us. As long as students are being housed by adult guardians, they are eligible to be a commuter. Here's a closer look at the student experience. Students choose both an AM and a PM course. Each course comes with a suggested co-course for subject immersion within their themes of AI, technology and innovation, health and life sciences, justice, law and psychology, or communicating creatively. However, students can mix and match these courses that pique their interest. For instance, we had a student last year that took AI for Good in the AM, and then in the PM, they took the storytelling course from our creative communication thing. In this way, students are leading the conversation for us to understand how and why they're making connections and choices beyond typical pathways. Again, going back to the compass mapping that Josh outlined. You can instantly begin to see the possibilities in these kind of choices, allowing students to explore majors they may be considering for college and careers. And next, we're going to hear from Gavin on athletics.
Thank you, Joy. And really appreciate the chance to be here with everybody tonight. Thank you for attending. I'm very excited to talk about the Scholar Athlete portion of this program. I think if you listen to only one thing I say tonight, it's that this is the only Scholar Athlete program in the pre-college space in the United States of America. So there are plenty of athletic camps, there are plenty of pre-college programs, but if somebody wants to get training from an NCAA college level coach and take a college level course and get credit for it that will transfer with any school they go to, Wheaton College is the only place in the United States you can do both of those things. And we're very excited to have built that over the course of the last couple of years, and we put that into action last summer. Last summer, we were scheduled to run a few different verticals, and this year we've actually expanded it to 9 different sport verticals that I'll get into. And that shows you how unique but impactful this program is and how we're so excited to delve deeper into it. I've been here at Wheaton for 5 years as a director of athletics. I've been in the college athletics space as a coach or administrator for hard to believe for me, but a little over 20 years. And so I know what's out there, and our coaches know what's out there, and we know what our high school age prospective student athletes are looking for when we're recruiting them to come to Wheaton. And so to bring some of that expertise to high school age students to help them prepare for wherever they go was the genesis of this idea, and we're excited to partner that with a well-established pre-college program and somebody like Joy, who's been in that space for several years in her own career. So we go to the next slide, please, Joy. Again, only pre-college program in the country offering athletics experiences from NCAA coaches. So students will pick one sport to train in and one of the academic courses that Joy just mentioned. It is a preview of life as a varsity student athlete. So whether that's good or bad or something a student is into or not, it is hard to figure out if that's what you really want to do on a weekend campus visit as a senior in college. This is a chance for rising high school sophomores and juniors and seniors to spend a month on a college campus, getting coaching, getting educational pursuits, living on campus or commuting, and understanding not only what does it take to be a varsity athlete, but can I see myself doing this? There's focused training, sport-specific training from people who are certified professionals in those sports and in strength and conditioning. The lessons that are learned throughout athletics, for those of you who have athletics backgrounds, are really complementary to what one learns in the classroom and in preparing you not only for college, but for life after college and for the internships and externships that you'll need to get in college to try to drive what you want to do. So we're building that into our curriculum. You're also going to have a chance to learn about the college athletic recruiting process without being sold on said school, Wheaton, or anywhere else. Our job is to answer questions. Our job is to figure out the questions that students ask us all the time. And our own students say, oh, if I'd known this 2 or 3 years ago when I was in high school, I would have done this. We're taking all of that information, as well as the questions that are asked real time by students when they come to us, and trying to give them a preview and a walkthrough, if you will, on everything from recruiting calls to the type of schools you should be looking at, to the level of the NCAA, Division 1, 2, or 3 you should be looking at, et cetera. And also real-time evaluation on what does somebody need to work on in order to get to where they're trying to get to, or realistically where they should be focusing their efforts in order to get the best experience for them. Then the last thing is you still have that choice to be a part of all the weekend activities, all the camaraderie of living on campus, being together, which is very much like the student athlete experience at Wheaton. At Wheaton, 1/4 of our students are varsity student athletes. That is not uncommon at small liberal arts colleges throughout the country. And so to get that experience will mirror what it would be like to be a varsity athlete on a college campus. So another experiential piece that only we can offer, and we're excited to do that. Next slide, please, Joy. So for 2025, I mentioned, we ran strength and conditioning last summer. We'd also had a fencing vertical as well. And the strength and conditioning is great because it's relevant to any sport, whether it's a sport we have, or more importantly, a sport we don't have. That strength and conditioning work would really help people focus on what do they need to do to get healthier from a rehab standpoint, a prehab standpoint, but also what do they need to do sport specific to maximize their training. We're also offering artistic swimming or synchronized swimming. We are one of 5 institutions in the United States with a varsity program. 2 of the other notables are Ohio State and Stanford. We actually compete against those schools annually and have for over 80 years. Distance running, so cross country and or distance running is a strength at Wheaton. We're offering that. Fencing, our coach there, and I'll get into our coaching staff in a bit, but it works with national team members as well as club level athletes and our own athletes here at Wheaton. Field hockey on the women's end, lacrosse on the women's end, swim dive, which is all gender, tennis, all gender, volleyball, again, all gender, led by our men's team coach. And so we're very excited to go again from offering 2 or 3 last summer to up to 9 this year as well. Joy, please, next slide. So as Joy kind of mentioned, there's an AM and a PM for people who are taking 2 classes. Due to trying to make sure these classes are all full and making sure that there's enough space for everybody, et cetera, we were slating that these 5 sports, artistic swim, distance running, strength and conditioning, swimming, and tennis, will run in the mornings. And therefore, you will choose from the 4 classes below: Innovation Lab, Neuroscience, Criminal Justice, Storytelling. And then we'll flip it to the PM, where you'll do a sport in the afternoon, and that would be fencing, field hockey, lacrosse, or volleyball. And then your class selections would be AI for good, forensics, criminal justice, and storytelling. All right, Joy, next slide, please. And these are the coaches who will be leading our 9 different verticals. And so Rebecca Ercole is artistic swimming coach. She has coached national collegiate champions. Alex Evans was a Division I runner. He has coached at numerous schools, including Wheaton. David Sage is not only our coach, he's also worked with the U.S. Olympic fencing team, as well as the Team GB, Great Britain national team for fencing as well. Kelsey Buckley in field hockey, as well as Megan Sherrick, both Wheaton alums who've come back here to coach, who know firsthand what it's like to go to school here, as well as coach here and be athletes here. Garrett Schultz, who's our assistant swim coach for men and women, will lead our swim program. Dan Muncie, who's a very seasoned Division II and Division III head coach. Scott Reslow, who is a renowned men's coach, as well as a club coach. And then in strength and conditioning, I'm really excited because both Brooke Marshall, who's our field hockey coach, and Kim Spence, who is our track coach and who is a national champion as an athlete in her own right, are certified strength and conditioning coaches. They are our school's strength and conditioning coaches. And so they're going to take their expertise in strength and conditioning at the college level and bring it to the athletes at the high school level, which I think is wonderful because they're already working with all of Wheaton's 26 sports worth of athletes, 400 different athletes, and putting together plans for each sport. So we're really excited about that group as well. And I believe, Joy, that is the end of my slides, but I appreciate the time to talk about the athletic experience.
Thanks, Gavin. In addition to their academic courses and athletic training, all the students participate in weekly workshops that help them acclimate not only to the pre-college program, but equally important, prepare them for the transition to college and give them overall life skills. These can be vital topics such as time management, nutrition and wellness, study life balance, and we always include a session from our admissions office where they present on essay writing for college applications, where students can begin to put together their topics and ideas and learn what is important in those college essays, and also being able to ask about the application process. And a well-rounded campus life experience includes opportunities for downtime, socializing, having fun, and staying fit. These provide the perfect balance to rigors of coursework and trainings, allowing students to de-stress while fostering a sense of community. There are weeknight activities and events hosted by our residential life team, and students have the access to a large collection of board games and videos to use anytime. We offer and encourage all students to attend our weekend trips to local areas like Boston and Newport Beach. Even if you're from the local region, students still find something new and exciting about these local attractions, and it's also a huge opportunity to make better connections with their peers outside of their class and training. And students can utilize our recreational facilities, including our swimming pool, basketball and volleyball courts, walking trails, and fitness center. And a quick shout out here to Anna Charlanzo, who is our program coordinator and oversees the student experience. Anna is the one fielding your questions in the Q&A. So, feel free to also ask her more specifics about these activities that she plans and oversees. Students choosing the residential experience will be housed in Pine Hall, which is the newest building on campus. During the academic year, this is the home of our freshman students and also to those students who are seeking out a wellness-based community. Your residential life team puts together the evening program, which can be fun, lighthearted, and creative, or it can engage students in vital conversations around topics such as conflict resolution. The programming, support, and engagement of the staff are all focused in helping students build skills and independence. And all of our commuters are welcome to study or hang out in the common rooms and join in on all of these activities. In fact, most of our commuters do participate with the residential students. Just as long as you leave by curfew, you'll be all set. We provide a cohort of resources that help ensure students not only succeed in the program, but also have a really enjoyable experience. Upon arrival, students and parents learn about the support available at the resource fair. Throughout the program, students can drop into our summer center to ask questions, get academic advisement, or just grab a snack on the way to class. In addition to our professional staff, one of the key and best resources we have is our student mentors. They are current undergraduate students who serve as teaching assistants or residence advisors. They serve as vital touchstones where pre-college students can learn directly about what it's like to be a college student. So a quick timeline, you can see that students will be, from everything we've covered, you can see the students will be quite busy. From check-in day where they'll get acclimated to the campus and learn about staying safe, and well into their first week of classes they'll be learning the essentials of their coursework and sports training. While 4 weeks may seem like a long time, it goes really quickly. And before you know it, students are in the last week working on their final project. This is where they implement the knowledge and skills they learned so far and take it into an area of their particular interest. And then they will present that on culmination day, which is the last day of class. And this also includes demonstrations from our student athletes on what they've developed. And presentations are open to the fellow students and classmates and also families, friends, and guests. So just a little bit about the outcomes. As I mentioned previously, students come away with tangible assets, including transcripts, certificates of completion, and the ability to ask their professors and coaches for letters of recommendation for their college applications. As importantly, they come away with growth and advancement in personal development. Here you can see the results of our most recent post-program parents survey. On a varying scale, parents indicated that they saw remarkable or significant growth for their student in these areas as a result of their participation in the pre-college program. I think one of the most important results here is the growth in social skills. As we know, this can be challenging for the post-COVID media-driven students who don't have a lot of opportunities to engage in face-to-face activities. And from our student survey, they indicated their own remarkable or significant growth in personal development. In a world where youth can feel isolated and in a current culture of division, I'm especially interested that we are fostering a connection, a feeling of that our students are feeling connected and they're feeling valued, in that they're feeling that they matter and that they belong. So for next steps, for those of you interested in applying to the program, it's important to note the following. While our final deadline to apply is May 20th, we strongly encourage you to submit your application early as possible, as there is limited space in each program. We do have an early application discount. That deadline is just under 2 weeks on February 3rd. You can have a savings of up to $250. For our international students, the application deadline is March 31st, but if you need to obtain a visa, we encourage you to apply as soon as possible so you can get that process started with our international office. So we're here to answer all your questions about the program and applying. So after this session, please do feel free to contact us via email at precollege@wheaton.edu. We're happy to answer your emails, but we're also happy to set up a Zoom or a phone call, whatever it is that we can help you. Because I know this is a big decision for how you want to spend your summer and what's important and most valued for your students. So we want to be sure to be able to answer as many questions as you have. And with that, I'm going to leave you with one more beautiful image of our campus.